Hey there, YouTube. Lord Nikon, you ready for another cringy intro? Because you're not using the graphics card for encoding, because AMD's encoder and their GPUs is poo-poo. Hey there, YouTube. Lord Nikon coming back at you with another video. And in this one, something I don't think is often talked about in a lot of the OBS streaming, type setup, settings videos, is what should you do with the What should you do with the AMD Radeon settings, your actual driver settings? Is there anything in there that we should be looking at? Let's take a look. Alright, so as of this recording, I am currently using version 20.7.2, which is the latest software that you can get. So if you go here you're at the home, if you just click on this little arrow at the top right of driver software, you can see that I also get recommended and optional. It might be a little buggy and stuff, but I think it's probably best, in my mind, to run whatever the latest one is. And if you look at the release notes and you don't see anything that pertains to you, then maybe you don't do that. But as of this recording, this is what I'm running, 20.7.2. So we go back to home. There are some actual settings here. So if we go to the cog wheel here, settings, and then we go that's just where I was, and then you go to graphics, right? So you have all these fancy things that AMD's implemented here in the last couple years. Anti-lag, Radeon Chill, Radeon Boost, image sharpening, enhanced sync, blah, 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 right? So there's only one of these things that is kind of important when streaming. This is not really just if you're just playing gaming, but if you're streaming with an all AMD PC, this is something that can help, especially ease the load on OBS, which in turn will ease the load on your CPU, because you're not using the graphics card for encoding, because AMD's encoder and their GPUs is poo-poo. So what can you do? Well, OBS, when it's compositing and rendering and encoding all your stuff that you're sending out your internet pipe to wherever you're sending it to, one of the things that can make it easy is if you are streaming in let's say you have a high refresh rate monitor and you're streaming at 144 or 240 hertz or 165 hertz or whatever it is. Make sure that your capture, so what you're capturing in OBS, is divisible by your output. So I stream at 720p, 60 frames per second. So I want to capture at either 60, 120, 180, so on and so forth. So what I do is, instead of going into every single game and trying to, and not all games have it. Some games have some options and not others, and it's just a hodgepodge mess of being able to limit your FPS in game. So instead of doing that, I leave every game, I set it to unlimited or whatever the highest I can set it to. And then because in here in my Radeon driver settings, if you use Radeon Chill, it will actually limit your FPS regardless of what the game is. So I have my minimum set to 120, again because of that divisible by, and then I have my max set at 141 because my monitor is 144 hertz refresh rate, and you never want to set it at that refresh rate. I forget the reasoning behind that, but I just know that you never want to be at that max. You want to drop it down by a few FPS for it to work beautifully. And that's it. It's really, really that simple. Just turn on Radeon Chill, set your minimum to whatever your minimum, divisible by is. I would recommend 120. No point in really going any higher than that, especially if you're streaming a game. I mean, look, if you're an esports pro and you need all the FPSs, you're probably not streaming while you're in a competition anyway. So it's not really going to matter, right? So set it to 120, max one, and then, whatever I would actually try to keep your max around 140-ish, whatever, because you will have a little bit of fluctuation, but it's going to really ease up that load on OBS or Streamlabs OBS or whatever it is. So that's it. That's as basic and simple as it is. I mean, that one little trick can really make a big difference in how your streaming software and the end result, what your viewers see, looks down the road. So if you like this video, chuck a like on it. Comment down below if I've missed anything, or if you have any other Radeon GPU, driver settings, tricks, or tips for anyone else. And chuck a like on it. Why not? And don't forget, I stream here on YouTube about every other Tuesday. I just streamed this past Tuesday and it went very well. And then on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can join the Discord or follow me on Twitter, what have you. Wherever you want to keep tabs, that's great. Until next time, you guys stay cool.